This is a demonstration of my game Algebrawl. There are two players. Each player trades off being red and blue after one of them wins. The person playing red attempts to create an algebraic expression as complicated as possible, such that the person playing blue has too much difficulty solving it. Blue gets 3 tries to attempt to isolate the variable x. If they do that, they get a point. If after 3 tries they don't, red gets a point. I'll demonstrate the gameplay here. Red goes first. At the beginning of the game, red draws 6 cards. And I'll show you red's hand here. Okay. So, red will now attempt to create an algebraic expression as complicated as possible using these numbers and these operators. Let's start off with 2x, and let's go plus 6. And I'll start simple here. Use the parentheses to imply multiplication. 3 times all of that. Let me now, let's do this. Divide the entire thing by 9 and subtract 7. And just for fun, let's add 5. Okay, red has now used all of their cards. It's now blue's turn, and blue gets to draw 6 cards as well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll lay out blue's hand here. Okay. So, right off, we can demonstrate blue's superpower. And blue's superpower is the ability to directly simplify the expression if needed. And this is the best example of where to do that. -7 plus 5 equals -2. So without using any of their cards, blue can simply take all of this out and change it to -2. This goes in the discard pile, and the numbers go back to the number pile. So now blue has a simpler equation to work with. Now, working in the reverse order of operations for simplification, blue now needs to get rid of this -2. And they do that by adding 2 to the entire expression. So now we can cancel this. These cards go to the discard pile, and the numbers go back to the number pile. The next thing blue needs to do is multiply the entire thing by 9. Blue has 3 multiplication signs, so that's easy. Multiplied by 9. That cancels this out. So the next thing that blue needs to do is divide by 3. Blue can also use their powers of simplification in this case. But I'm not going to demonstrate that right now. I'm going to use this. Another superpower that both sides actually have is the ability to turn in 2 cards for the option of drawing 1. Let's hope it's division. It's not. So let's try one more time. I'm going to turn in these 2. So now, since blue is nearly out of options, I'm going to simplify this directly. The way this works is we have 2x plus 6, and we want to multiply the entire thing by 3. Well, 3 needs to be multiplied by each term. The first term is 2x. 3 times 2x is equivalent to 6x. 3 times 6 is 18. So this becomes 6x plus 18. We can then remove these. Now we need to subtract 18 from this. We will go minus 18. That knocks this out. Blue has not quite isolated the variable. The variable is still 6x. And blue still has 1 card. They have to be able to turn in 2 cards for 1 card, but at the very end of their turn, or the very end of their hand, if they only have one card left, you can turn in 1 to draw 1, and they got unlucky. And you can only do that once per turn. So blue has not isolated the variable. So that is one try that blue has. Now it's red's turn. Red draws 6 minus the number of operators out here. There are 0 operators out here. 6 minus 0 is 6. So they draw 6 more cards. This is now red's hand. Let's do this. 6x minus 7. Let's, the standard parentheses there. Let's multiply all that by 3. Divide it all by 7. Divide it all by 3 again. And subtract 8. Fairly complicated expression. So blue still has 1 card in their hand. They draw 5, max of 6 cards, and here is blue's hand. The first thing blue needs to do is get rid of that negative 8, plus 8. That cancels these out. The next thing that blue needs to do is multiply the entire thing by 3 to get rid of this. Times 3. This. Remove this. We now need to multiply by 7 to cancel out this. We need to divide the entire thing by 3, removing the 3 and the parentheses. But we're going to add 7 to the entire thing, canceling this out. Last time, we're hoping for division. And we got lucky. Divided by 6. Cancels out all of this. Blue has now isolated the variable and they get 1 point. Now the players would switch sides and do the entire thing again. The first player to 4 points wins.